The 2022 Royal Rumble Premium Live event took over St. Louis, and saw Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar book their places in the WrestleMania 38 main event. Whilst there were some huge matches teased and some massive surprises in both the men's and women's matches, there were still several moments that left the WWE universe scratching their heads. Botches and mistakes have become commonplace in WWE, given the fact that matches are performed live, but the added legends and non-regular superstars in these matches meant that there were more than usual. The following list looks at just 5 botches that you probably missed at the 2022 Royal Rumble. Number 5. Melina is eliminated from the Women's Royal Rumble. Melina made her long-awaited return to WWE as part of the Women's Royal Rumble match, and the former women's champion was overcome with emotion when she stood toe-to-toe with Sasha Banks. The two women kicked off the match in the opening positions, and it was Banks who came out on top, when she was able to tip Melina over the top rope, and she then fell off the apron. This happened a while before the next competitor was set to come out to take part in the match, and several replays of the elimination made it appear as though Melina got caught on the top rope, and then slipped onto the floor. Even if this was supposed to go down this way, Melina was eliminated too early since Banks was then forced to fill by taunting the star and awaiting the arrival of Tamina. Melina is one of the legends who helped pave the women's revolution alongside Mickie James. The former champion carried the women's division after Trish Stratus and Lita retired back in 2006 and deserved much more than what the company handed her. Several fans and even former star Gail Kim have called WWE out for their treatment of Melina, but she wasn't alone since several legends were only given cameo appearances in the Rumble match. Number 4. Ronda Rousey's pyro causes the WrestleMania sign to catch fire. Ronda Rousey was a surprise entrant in the Women's Royal Rumble match, and the former champion made her way to the ring with her usual pyro. Whilst the viewers watching at home were focused on the action inside the ring as the baddest woman on the planet booked her place in the WrestleMania main event, but the fans in the arena witnessed something very different. As Rousey was making her way to the ring, her pyro managed to catch the WrestleMania sign, and the crew was then forced to evacuate an area of seating and then tackle the issue before it was able to affect the show. Number 3. The Women's Royal Rumble match. There were several legends in the Women's Royal Rumble match this year, who returned to the ring and botched a number of moves. The likes of Kelly Kelly and Brie Bella were the main offenders, but interestingly, it was Natty's botches that stood out above the rest. Natty even managed to injure herself on the ring ropes at one point in the match, when she got her head stuck and Charlotte continued with the planned move. There were also a few botches from Ronda Rousey as she made her return to the company and threw herself back into the action just 4 months after giving birth to her first child. Number 2. Maryse's return to the ring isn't everything she thought it would be. The Miz and Maryse teamed up to take on Beth Phoenix and Edge at the Rumble, but it was Edge and Beth who came out on top. Maryse hasn't stepped inside a WWE ring in several years, and the ring rust was apparent, when the former Divas champion was unable to bump any of the moves that Phoenix threw at her. Maryse also had several wardrobe malfunctions throughout the match, and spent the vast majority of her time in the ring pulling her gear up or down in order to cover herself up. Number 1. Kofi Kingston is unable to hang on in the Men's Royal Rumble. Kofi Kingston has defied the odds in the Royal Rumble match several times in the past, but the former WWE champion was unable to continue that run last night. Kingston was thrown out of the ring by Kevin Owens and looked to hold onto the barricade to avoid elimination, but both of his feet touched the floor, and WWE officials noted that he had been eliminated. There were several other botches throughout the match, including Johnny Knoxville getting stuck in his own cape. And a few more awkward moments. The WWE Universe has become accustomed to these in Rumble matches.
Oh, let me up with a bright smile on now. Put me in the dark, don't won't get lost now. To the moonlight, I see